Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jesse from the Yugioh Boston Facebook page. I'm coming at you guys today with my current Zoodiac deck profile. I did get everything I need in the mail. I posted a video with the Norton strategy, and I'm just going to show you the official deck that I'm using running the Norton strategy. Um, Overall, I do want two more dimensional barriers, so I am working on that, but other than that, the deck is complete. The interesting thing about the deck too is I happen to have thrown Coach Captain Bearman in there, and it's been working good with Coach King Giant Trainer in the extra deck. I'll find myself when I'm going second, and I happen to have instant and rap here for the 5 card combo. I'll start it, and sometimes at some point, my opponent will interfere with a monster's effect or a special summoning getting negated, and it kind of blocks me from finishing the 5 card combination. And then I will actually hard summon Broad Bull, search Coach Captain Bearman. Normally I have 2 regular monsters on the field with it, Zoodiac monsters that is, and I'll throw Coach Captain Bearman and get that +3 draw. It's actually happened a couple of times. It seems to be working really good, so I'm going to stick with it for the moment. But yeah, that was the interesting thing. It was an accident. Like, I put him in there for fun, tried it out real quick, and it actually was working really good. So the Norton 5 card draw strategy is working really well with Coach Captain Bearman in my deck too, believe it or not. So before I start the deck profile, guys, I wanted to vent about something really quick. I'm really not excited about Maximum Crisis. I'm really not. I'm excited that new cards come out, yes, but it's not like the market value is going to be cheap on these cards. There's still going to be normal market value prices, which is pretty, expensive, considering it is a card game in the end of the day. And these cards are not going to be, utilized at their maximum potential, if you will, once the Link Summon mechanics come out. So where Konami, in my opinion, is kind of spitting on the players at this point. Hey guys, we're gonna feature these new cards for you. You Zoodiac players, here's some new Zoodiac monsters, have fun. Yeah, but now I gotta dish out the cash for these, utilize them for what, until the end of the summer? Then the Link Summons come out, and we have a whole new mechanic to go with, and the combinations and their maximum potentials have now been stripped by this new mechanic. I'm really kind of insulted about it, and I've been wondering why everyone's so excited about Maximum Crisis. It's really not that good. You're going to have fun with these cards for a very short period of time, and then they're going to be completely useless at competition level when it comes to the Link Summon monsters. So that's really all I had to say about that. I just didn't get everyone's excitement. It's kind of like saying, here's a brand new car, and in 3 months I'm going to take that car away from you. It's honestly the same thing in my opinion. That's just me. I just wanted to vent that real quick. It was just something that ran on my mind this morning because, I was just thinking about the money that I put into it. We all know a Zoodiac deck isn't cheap, but I was really just a fan of it when I first started the game a few months ago, and so I took the time to invest in that, not realizing what Konami was going to do. But anyways, I will move on with the deck profile. This is the last Zoodiac video I'll make. I'm going to start working on a different deck from here. But if anyone does actually take the time to watch this video and you have suggestions on how my deck build can be better, please educate me. I'm still new. I'm not even 3 months into the game still, technically. Please educate me. I mean, I do play some people, and once in a while they'll still correct me on if I'm using a card wrong or anything like that. So if you catch anything, educate me. I want to know the ins and outs of the game so that if I am winning, I want to win legally, fairly, the right way. You know what I mean? Okay, so going into it, I'm going to start with the monsters for the deck profile. I'm running 2 Zoodiac Rapier. Of course, that's a necessity. Of course, it was hit on the ban list, but it hasn't been too bad. And to be honest, I've mainly gone with the Norton strategy, not just for the card draw plus. I mean, I had Coach Captain Bearman for a quick +3, and that was not a problem at all. I mainly went with this strategy because it made Zoodiac Rapier a lot easier to recycle out of the graveyard. I mean, yeah, Daigusto Emerald does get it, but the Norden strategy allows Daigusto Emerald to come out on the field multiple times to recycle it multiple times. So that's mostly why I went with the Norden strategy. Secondly, 3 Zoodiac Whiptail. We all know you can send it from the field or your hand and instantly attach it to an XYZ Zoodiac monster. It's cool because you can normal summon one of these, attack your opponent with it, then take it from the field, attach it to your XYZ, reutilizing its attack point, so it's almost like it can attack twice. Also, once monsters battle it, after damage calculations, they're banished from the game, which is really helpful against current meta decks. We all know that. And the cool thing is even if the XYZ that has the Whiptail attached is in defense mode and is attacked, the monster's still banished. I know no points happened, but there is a damage calculation, and the calculation was 0. Therefore, the effect takes place, and that monster is still banished. 3 Speed Droid Terratop, 1 Tonka Tomborg. I think that's really self-explanatory to everyone. You actually don't need Speed Droid for the 5-card draw with Norden, but it has other uses. If I'm not drawing Rat Pierre and Instant Fusion, I can utilize it to bring out MX Saber, bring out multiple Rat Pierres, still use Norden a couple of times for maybe at least a 3-card draw, or I can even take it and utilize Coach Captain Bearman if I have a barrage in my hand with the combination of Speed Droid Terratop. Next for monsters, I have 2 Kaijus. These names are going to be butchered, so I apologize. Let's see. Gadarla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju, and Kumongus, the Sticky String Kaiju. I just chose these 2 because they have the lowest attack points, so it made sense. I hate running into a monster that can't be touched by card effect, and it can't be targeted, so there's nothing you can do. You can't even dark hole it, so really you're stuck with a dimensional barrier or a kaiju that can help you with that situation, which is why I keep kaijus in my deck. I mean, I do have 1 dimensional barrier, so maybe I can take one out, swap it with something a little more useful. I don't know. I'll see how the deck plays out, and I feel if it's necessary just to go to 1, I will. But, kaijus like Twin Twisters seems to be a staple for every deck. It's just one of those, you have to have it in there just in case you need it. Next, I have 2 Zoodiac Thoroughblades. I was running 3 for a while, but now that I'm running the Norden strategy, 2 seems ample. I'm not running in problems getting Zoodiac Thoroughblade. I did kind of feel like with 3 it was starting to crowd in my hand a lot. I think the balance and the sweet spot is 2 Zoodiac Thoroughblade. Just my personal opinion, of course, guys. 1 Lunalight Black Sheep. You don't need 2. Lunalight is easily recycled from the graveyard when you're using the Norden combination, Daigusto Emerald, or whatever the case may be. I just have no problem getting Lunalight Black Sheep from the deck or from the graveyard, so I just run the 1. Then lastly, Coach Captain Bearman. Coach Captain, he can crowd my deck sometimes, to be honest. But he has multiple functions that makes him more useful than not, in my opinion. Firstly, if I go second in a match and I have Instant and Rat Pierre in my hand and I start utilizing that combination, but my opponent has something to, somewhere down the line during my combination he cuts it off, I found that a lot of times I can just hard summon Broad Bull, search the Coach Captain Bearman, special summon a Rat Pierre, already have a normal monster out in the field, and utilize Coach Captain. And get a +3 draw because I'll have Coach King Giant Trainer in my extra deck. So that's been a cool thing about it. If I'm going second and my combination gets interrupted, Coach Captain Bearman kind of picks up the slack sometimes. Other than that, maybe I'm not drawing anything I need and I'm kind of using Lunalight, Black Sheep, and Norden only for maybe a 2-card draw. And then I'm able to utilize Coach Captain in that mix and get a 3+ on top of it, giving me a total of 5. I've run into that scenario a couple of times, and It's really seems to be working out. But again, honestly, once in a while, Coach Captain Bearman does get in my way, and it'll frustrate me sometimes. But I still feel like overall he's been doing more good than bad. Plus, it's not like if I draw him and I have no monsters but him, I can't do anything with him and leave my field empty. He can still be normal summoned without being tributed. His attack just goes to 1300. Plus, he's a beast warrior, so it just works with Zoodiacs in general. Next, I'll move on to the trap cards. The trap cards that I have, I don't feel that are balanced. I think there's a better setup I can be doing. And if you guys would help me with this situation, I'd really appreciate it, because I just don't feel like the balance of this is right. First, one-dimensional barrier. It's almost a staple. It can be really useless and really helpful at the same time. And if someone's not running a deck that utilizes the extra deck, really, it's a dead card in your hand. Other times it's a lifesaver, and it could end the game just by using this card. It's basically $70 to end your opponent's turn if they're running Paleozoics or Zoodiac or anything that utilizes the extra deck a shitload. So one-dimensional barrier, only one at the moment because, well, that's all I have. I personally think 2 would be a good balance for a deck, not 3. Because I honestly think 3 will overcrowd it. I wouldn't want too many dimensional barriers in my hand if I'm playing a Blue Eyes deck, because the only thing it's going to help for is that Neo that can't be affected by a card effect or be targeted. Dimensional barrier doesn't do either of those. It handles the extra deck aspect of it, so it can help against it. But other than that one monster, if I faced a Blue Eyes, this is a dead card. Next, I have 2 Lost Winds. Lost Wind, you target your face-up special summon monster. It has its effect negated, and its attack is cut in half. That's just all around useful. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're playing a Blue Eyes deck, a current meta deck, whatever the case may be. Everyone utilizes special summoning to spam the field. Lost Wind works with anything. In fact, maybe I'll actually end up putting 3 of those in altogether. Next, 2 Solemn Strikes. To me, those are staples. I know some people go without it. But 1,500 life points and negate the special summon of a monster or the effect of a monster. Just straight up negate it. It's a counter trap card. This thing is so freaking useful, and it can put a stop to my opponent in one turn a lot of times. Imperial Order. Imperial, I could take it or leave it. Not the biggest deal in the world to me. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was just looking at the time. So I have Imperial Order. I'm really short on time. Torrential Tribute, Storming Mirror Force, Regular Mirror Force, and Solemn Warning. So again, guys, any of those trap cards you see and you're like, I got something better for you, please let me know. All right, I literally have about 60 seconds, so real quick. 3 Zoodiac Barrage, 2 Fusion Substitutes. I really feel like 2 is the sweet spot. You can continue the combo if you do more, but I think it overcrowds the deck. Raigeki, Forbidden Callus, 2 Twin Twisters. 2 Instant Fusions, that might change. I'm still debating. 3 Tenkis, because Search and Rapier is really important, and 1 Tensu. Maybe something will change, and I'll get 2 Tensus instead. That's it for the deck profile, guys. This is the last one I'll do for Zoodiacs. Next time I do a deck profile, will be something different that I'm just not sure of yet. Thank you guys for watching. Please give me tips, and have a good day, guys.